In today's video, we're going to talk about some insane leaks for two movies that are so far ahead, they've not even been wrote yet. Kang's Dynasty, Secret Wars. Kang's Dynasty's been delayed to 2026. Secret Wars is coming out in 2027. We're currently in a writer's strike, so whatever plans they've got for either of these movies are most likely going to change. But there's an insane, crazy, huge, insane leak that's just come out. I really didn't want to cover this, but a lot of people have started to talk about this. This isn't even the first time I've seen this. I've seen this before, but I didn't think anything of it. It dates back to April, but Twitter is blowing up because this is apparently real, but not real. Damn. Most of the leaks going around at the moment are regurgitated stuff that came out early this year. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Gaiju, Monsterverse, Marvel, DC-based, pop culture-based content that I try to cover on a daily basis. If you could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know, do you think this whole leak is made up? Because it's a bit weird how this dates back to April, but all of a sudden people are looking into it now. Because one line, I mean, there's only like 9 lines on this, or maybe 8. Because one line could potentially be true. And it was one of the few real scoopers who actually said this one thing. So, if you could, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And also check us out on x.com, aka Twitter. Right, let's get into this video. So it's worth saying that I don't have any bias or any narrative towards any of these scoopers being real or being true in what they say. They all seem to push their own narrative, and generally most of the time they all gang together. Let's just be real. No one in Hollywood is writing. Legally, they cannot write during a writer's strike. Sure, the studio, Mr. Fiege, can work on ideas and plans, but Fiege does not write the scripts. He has input. So, whatever's happening during the writer's strike, whatever the plans are happening at the moment, they will most likely change. But this is my favorite kind of video, to go over potential leaks and ideas. And some of these ideas that are occurring on this leak actually have been brought up before by one of the few credible inside sources. So let's break it down. So Falcon gets a new stealth suit in New World Order, similar to the Captain Winter Soldier suit. Now, we already know from behind the scenes of this movie that yes, confirmed, he gets a new suit. The movie introduces the Weapon Plus program that's been teased for such a long time. Eventually that will happen. Bucky is paired with Ghost in Thunderbolt. Red Guardian dies, that's actually been rumoured for a while, and Taskmaster betrays the team. Paddy, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that, has been approached for the lead villain in Blade. Okay, so this came out in April, okay? And there's a writer's strike, so anything that has anything to do with people being cast, it's pretty much fake news. Emma Corrin is playing a very modified version of Xavier, Evil Sister, Cassandra Nova, and Deadpool 3. So, like I said, this actually comes from Daniel RPK, who is one of the few credible people who you can actually trust. Why? Because he's been in the game forever. He's not one of these new, like, bagels or moons that randomly appeared on x.com, aka Twitter. RPK's been around in the game for a while. And all of a sudden, yesterday, a few days ago even, we posted a video on it. Every other scooper is jumping on it. It's like, yeah, that's true, that's true. And then what happens is they back each other up and then they add more context. Yeah, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. It's like, hey, cool story, bro. Eternals 2 is happening. Okay, yeah, we already know that. Chloe is not returning to direct. We already know that. Now, the next one's interesting. Jensen Ackles is being eyed to be a Nova. That's interesting, because he's always been a DC guy. I'm not saying you can't work with both Marvel and DC. Just ask Ryan Reynolds, your boy Ryan, who played Hal Jordan and Green Lantern, that actually outperformed the Flash movie, which is hilarious. And now he's obviously Slade Wilson. Not Slade Wilson. Slade Wilson's actually Deathstroke. Actually, Wade Wilson's a rip-off of Slade Wilson, Deathstroke. Deadpool is actually a rip-off of Slade Wilson, DC. Come at me, bro. Most people don't even know that because you're all fake. Jensen Ackles, whatever he appears in, I'm down. But one thing I'm going to say is I'm so sick and tired of hearing about Nova. I don't care for Nova, because Nova's been appearing in Endgame, Captain Marvel 2, Nova's been appearing everywhere, to the point where you're going to have to cast a very big actor for anyone to actually care. And seeing as Bob Iger is making huge cuts at the moment because Disney is losing huge money, I don't think half the projects ever out are actually going to come to fruition. So the next bit is very interesting. Doctor Strange 3 is happening. Captain Obvious with Kang in a big role, setting up their conflict in Kang's Dynasty and Secret Wars. Now, I believe this part here, I believe there's some validity to this part because Alex Perez, who I give him some occasionally, not really, to be fair, I question these scoopers. He put out an article on Cosmic Circus back in March that says Doctor Strange versus Kang, the multiversal saga. And this is dated back to April, sure, March, April, sure. This article came out before this information was magically leaked. So the multiversal endgame is Doctor Strange versus Kang. Our sources have informed us the final matchup explored leading into the next Avengers film will be pitting Doctor Strange versus Kang on the opposite side of the battle to come. Both Strange and Kang will serve as key players for each side. The matchup is comparable to Tony Stark versus Thanos, Avengers Infinity War, and Endgame. Now, I believe this has some validity. Why? Because if you look at the post-credit ending scene for Multiverse of Madness, Clea came, was like, yo, you've caused all these freaking incursions, you're going to have to help me fix them. So I do believe there is some validity. However, the distinct detail that separates the story from the one told before with Tony and Thanos is the role that Kang will play in this matchup. Kang's perspective, the angle Marvel Studios will want to pitch to the audience, is he's actually trying to save the multiverse from the greatest threat yet, Doctor Stephen Strange. To be honest, I could somewhat believe this. Is Doctor Strange the evil villain? The notion of Doctor Strange being the villain isn't too far-fetched after all. We already saw a sinister Strange variant in Multiverse of Madness. I've theorized in the past that Sinister Strange is the outcome of Most Strange, will eventually become similar to how Kang Prime or Ellie became Immortus. Okay, we're not going to go over the whole article, but it is on CosmicCircus.com. But also, you have to remember that all these scoopers do get stuff wrong, because Alex Perez also put an article out about Multiverse of Madness back in January. What I heard about the author of the Darkhold, and most of that didn't really come true at all. I think they should have used the Darkhold storyline much, much more. Darkhold, remember Scarlet Witch prophecy from the Darkhold. You know, the one that claimed it was her destiny to destroy the world and prophesied to either rule or annihilate the cosmos, even the multiverse. I can guarantee you that Kang undoubtedly will be interested in an individual like her. Now, why I bring this article up is because partially it could be true when we go to the next line. Scarlet Witch will be working with Kang in the Kang's Dynasty. Teen Kang will appear, but won't become Iron Lad. So there could be some validity to it. I honestly believe Alex Perez does have real sources. Now, you know me, I tell you straight. There's only a few wannabe scoopers who I think are real, being Daniel RPK, Viewer Anon, and Alex Perez. The rest are kind of just, you know, make stuff up like Bagels and Moon. The rest just kind of jump on Reddit and 4chan theories, realistically. So I think some of this could be true. But if we go over to the Tweetosphere, an account called Moon tries to debunk this. But the problem with debunking stuff, if you're going to literally change what you said. So according to Moon, the first one is true, the fourth one is true, and the rest is BS. So this little Reddit leak, if you like, says Secret Wars will be split into 2 movies. Now, as I said, the problem with like these scoopers like Moon and stuff is you come out and say something, then you retract it instantly. Retraction. I'm spitballing here. First one is half right, only in the post about the suit. So it's almost like these scoopers can't take someone else getting the info out there. Now, this actually comes from a post from the GeekyCast. Good lad. Check him out. GeekyCast on Instagram, GeekyCast on YouTube, GeekyCast on Twitter. It was like a quote tweet. And it really does make me laugh because it's literally a 4chan Reddit leak. Why are you vetting it? Why are you kind of being the hierarchy? Why are you trying to be the Donis of, no, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong? And Moon account has actually been wrong a hell of a lot recently. So as I always say, don't take any of these scoopers serious unless it comes from RPK, Viewer Anon, and maybe somewhat Alex Perez is right most of somewhat the time. So likewise, guys, let us know. What do you think about all this information? It's fascinating how all these leaks and all these old leaks keep reoccurring and old information keeps getting regurgitated because there's nothing to talk about during the writer's strike and actor strike. Yeah, Warstu, I'm talking about it because everyone else keeps tagging me and stuff So I have to talk about it because you want the boy Warstu, War Drizzy's input. So this is what I think. I think there is some validity to Wanda being a part to play in the Fiege puzzle for sure. I think Doctor Strange versus Kang could happen for sure. The other information about Captain America and Thunderbolts is kind of irrelevant. Secret Wars being split into 2 movies does make a lot of sense. I don't necessarily believe that Scarlet Witch will work with Kang. I think that sounds a bit far-fetched, but she is supposed to be the person who can destroy the cosmos, so it's going to have to be keeping some kind of eye on her for sure. And Doctor Strange 3 setting up the conflict in Kang's Dynasty and Secret Wars, yeah, that would make sense because of Ant-Man 3 ending. It's set up like introducing who he is, and we know it's rumored that he's going to come back as the Beyonder because he went to the Beyondverse. Sure, I get behind that idea and that theory. But there's going to have to be a lot of Kang playing throughout the rest of the MCU before that. We know Victor Timely will be in Loki Season 2. And allegedly some other variants of Kang will be in that movie as well as some other new variants of Kang will appear at some point. So like always, guys, if you want to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest, real, honest, no I just give you what I think, what I hear. Straight takes from your boy, War Drizzy. Subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know everything you think down below to help the video get pushed out of the algorithm. And I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.